half cousin. I look as if Rip Van Winkle never woke up. I look like I'm still asleep. I feel like I'm in a dream world, in a dream state, if you will. I'm in America during a pandemic, during a strange, ethereal type of situation in which we are all living in. It's a dream, I tell you. It's not real. It can't be real. It can't be real unless you touch it. Am I right, Romaine Bowen? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Romaine Bowen, named after a famous style of lettuce, the Bowen style. Hello. I hope you have coffee. I'm trying to ease into it NPR style. You know what I'm saying? You know how they do on NPR where they just like ease into it with their little NPR inside voices? That's what I'm going to do today, because I don't want to jump out at you and scare you. I don't want to be too scary at you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be scary, airy. Startle, full throttle. I look tired today. It's okay. Some days you look tired because you are. Some days you are tired, but you look tired. Welcome, everybody, to Aristotle Full Throttle. That's what we call in the business a cold start. What do they call that? A cold open. I almost forgot the name of it. A cold open. In that you don't need it. It's cold. You got to heat it up. You got to warm up into it, drink some coffee. Nobody's here yet, so this is good. I'm just by myself. While I'm by myself, let me reflect upon certain things. Angie, I hope you're safe. Angela, our friend Angie, friend of the show, Angela, her name is. She is in the zone. She's in the zone where these hurricanes are going to land. It's very scary. Category 4. What's up, Angie? We looking out for you. Be careful. Pack them beignets. Those beignets probably go bad within like 40 minutes. Beignets, you got to eat a beignet right away. Am I right? It's so windy. Angie, batten down the hatches. Stay safe. Acardi Vincent is calling me? I don't know who that is. Remind me in 1 hour. Sorry, guys, on Instagram. I got interrupted by a phone call just now. I'm just telling you about how weirdly dreamlike this world is. And today we're going to talk about dream movies. See how I tied that in? I'm getting better at this. Tied that right in. Dream movies. Movies that incorporate dream sequences. Movies that were all a dream. Movies that made us think, is this real or is it Memorex? This is what... Hey! Why don't you get your brakes oiled? Why don't you oil your brakes? You're not supposed to oil your brakes, ladies and gentlemen. That would be counterproductive, I imagine. Go check out your brake pads. Brake pads. Get your brake pads here. You know, I was thinking of going into business. I was thinking of changing up the model of this show. Whereby, you know, now I sell carburetors. That's the new business plan, guys. Aristotle Full Throttle carburetors. If you need your carbureted, we got the carburetors for you. Carburetors. Does your car need a bereta? I will go to your car and be like, you're stupid. I don't like you. I'm a carburetor. Thank you and good night. Takes years to come up with comedy like this. I just did it in 2 seconds. I did it in 2 seconds. See that? Oh, God. Angie, I'm currently eating a fried oyster po' boy. So, I'm good. And yes, you have to eat beignets before they get cold. Beignets. Talking to Angie she's in the zone right now. She's in the hurricane zone. She's in the pathway. The winds are picking up. New Orleans. But you got to eat them beignets and you got a po' boy. You know, that's real stereotypical New Orleans. It's like, of course you're eating a po' boy and a beignet. Is that what you guys do all day? It's like, I'm like, if I would have ever moved to New Orleans, I would eat po' boys every day and a beignet. It seems like a dream, if you ask me. Seems very stereotypical and on the nose. But yeah, it's like, well, yeah, if you got it. If you got a po' boy and a beignet, you're going to eat them. Am I right, David John Stuckey? Hey, I mean, am I right? In New York, this is what we eat, pizza and bagels. Yeah, because you're in New York. You're like, yeah, I'm in New York. I'm going to eat some pizza and I'm going to eat some bagels. Am I right? And you got to go like this every now and then. You have to have like a weird tick if you're from New York. Because I think maybe the nervous system gets all like overrun with yelling at people. If you ever watched John Taffer on Bar Rescue, it's a very, very good show. And by good, I use the term good loosely. Also, I use the show term loosely. I use the term show loosely. My brain likes to flip things around. But John Taffer is not loosely used. He's a guy who talks like this. You need to change this bar around. There are raccoons in this bar. He screams that. That's like in one of the promos for Bar Rescue. You just hear John Taffer go, there are raccoons in this bar. That's after he sees raccoons in a bar. John Taffer is one of my favorite individuals. And you know what? I was like watching Bar Rescue going, this guy must be from where I'm from because I have grown up with this, every guy that is like this. The guy John Taffer from Bar Rescue. I says to myself, I know this guy. I've grown up with this guy, pretty much. I look it up. Guess where he's from? Great Neck. Long Island has places called Neck and River and Great. You just take those words and you move them around. There's Great River, there's Great Neck, there's River Neck, there's Great River Neck, there's River Head, there's Head River, River Neck Head, Head River Neck Great, Head River Neck. That, I just named every town on Long Island. River Neck Head. I haven't been back to Long Island in a while, but Long Island is also in a hurricane strike zone, Angie. There have been many hurricanes in which I endured growing up. A couple very bad ones. Sandy, I had moved here to Los Angeles and did not experience Sandy. However, my family and loved ones were dealing with that situation. But when I was very young, there was a hurricane called Gloria, and we had to like stay home from school and everything. And there was trees down, and there was damages, and we taped up the windows so that in case they shattered, we would just get hit with taped sheets of glass instead of shards. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in Wisconsin. Can't have an Aristotle Full Throttle show without Wisconsin. But first, I would like to also welcome you again to the show. This is a show where we get down to it. We talk about stuff. I'm trying to like rearrange my angle here because I feel like you're getting too much crotch in this shot, and I don't want to give you that much crotch. Just a little bit of crotch. I want to say crotch as many times as possible on this show. I think I'm going for the record. It's like Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, crotch. That's gonna be my world record. Right, Angie? Guys, let me know what you thought about yesterday's show about doing like a picture-in-picture kind of analysis of a trailer or whatever's in the media. And I think that might be a good way to... Maybe I should look at that video. No, that's too... I'd be sensationalizing it. I don't really want to deal with that. But I do want to talk about what happened in Wisconsin. 17-year-old kid menacing people with a gun. So this is the story that I see unfold. 17-year-old kid, brazen, part of an armed militia. The cops literally telling them, thanks for helping. This kid's walking through the streets. His brain is not fully developed. When you're 17 years old, you've basically got an egg yolk in your head. And that's about it. And then what happens is that egg yolk becomes soft boiled by the time you're 25. So by the time you're 25, you got half a clue. And this is like science. There's like stuff to do with the development of your neurons in your brain and the solidification of your behaviors and personality. It takes about till 25 before you're like, and it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. But most people are stupid. But your brain takes a minute to congeal into a rational thinking thing. And when you're 17, you're far from that. So this kid's going around with a gun, a long gun as it's described. And he's basically, sorry, I gotta turn this light up. I just look weird. I feel like, yeah, there you can see my gray hairs better. I feel like I was in the dark, like lurking in the shadows. I'm sorry. Now it's too bright. 1 second. Sorry that this feels very vain, but I don't want to scare you off with like bags under my eyes or something. This kid's running around with a long gun, and a lot of people are looking at it like, because he murdered 2 people with that gun. It was on the news. You could see it happen. He murders his people, but people are like, well, he was standing his ground. It's like, well, you went into a crowd with a gun. Now, are you standing your ground if you go into a crowd with a gun and then the people from the crowd try to disarm you? Which is clearly what you could see happening in the video. There are people trying to disarm this guy. And they say, but then, I don't know how you politicize this. I don't know how you turn it one way or the other, but this is what inevitably happens in this country. This kid gets rushed by protesters who could be looking at this kid as a potential mass shooter, because what does a potential mass shooter, quote, look like in America? Well, he looks like a white teenager dude with a gun. Like, it's weird how we're not so conditioned yet, I guess, to recognize that as a threat, but we see black people marching in the streets, and that is perceived by lots of people as a threat. But how, like, every time there's a mass shooting, seems like every time there's a mass shooting, it's a white dude with a machine gun. I think statistically, it skews toward that way in the United States, particularly with school shootings, mass shootings in general. The narrative by so many people can be skewed like he was standing his ground and he was brave. You know, this group of people see a guy walking around with a gun, a white teenager dude with a gun. He's not clearly marked as any kind of authority. You might want to try to take the gun away from him. Now, who's the hero here? The people who were trying to disarm a guy who was literally shooting people and murdering them? Or the guy who stood his ground? It's like, I don't get it. You know, it's kind of like, what is that like? It's not like anything. There's no comparison to any other situation. It's just what it is in America. And you have to sometimes address each situation for what it is and not try to compare it to another situation to try to diminish the actual gravity of the real situation. That's why I'm not even going to talk about abortion on the show today. Not today. We're talking about a different issue. But that issue is so divisive for people. And the people who seem to want to like end women's rights to their own body, the people who want to enforce births, I guess that's basically what they want. They want to enforce people going to term with their child. The people on that side of the argument, they try to make analogies. They go, what if this scenario? What if, like, you were hooked up to a life support system and then someone tried to turn the life support system? I'm like, you're trying to make an analogy out of a unique situation. And the unique situation is that for human beings, one half of the species can actually carry the next generation of humans. That's one half. And it's a unique situation that they're in. You cannot compare it to anything else. You have to just say a woman and her body and what she chooses to do with it. That's it. Stop trying to say life support system and a gun to your head and you're in the thing and what if I were to just do this to you? No, it's not the same. Also, I'd like to punctuate that conversation very glibly by saying, well, if I was living inside your uterus, you could remove me too. I would have no problems with you evicting me from inside your uterus if I was there not paying rent. It's getting heavy today. Hey, Will, what's going on? I remember you. Is this Will? It's not a question. It's a statement. Hey, Ismael Kuya. Welcome. We were just talking about your right to choose. Also, the Second Amendment. Guns. Walking into a place with a gun, you are knowingly menacing people. If you're walking around with a machine gun in a crowd of people who are peacefully protesting violence, you are provoking. You're being provocative. You are menacing people. This kid was 17, is 17. Fine, he shot a bunch of people, killed 2 people, just walked away, walked right over to the police, and the police gave him like a bottle of water. We're like, okay, thanks for being here, buddy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine any other... Just try to have a dream about this. Have you ever had a dream? Today we're talking about dreams on Aristotle Full Throttle. Dream movies. Remember Inception? Blah! We're also talking about politics because, you know, we talk about a little bit of everything on this show. When the world gets heavy, we try to address it. We try to make sense of it. A nonsense thing. And then, you know, we make jokes about Leonardo DiCaprio. He slicks his hair back. I heard stories about that guy, man. Leonardo DiCaprio. He walks into like a bar and then he leaves. Everybody leaves with him. Here's the thing about when I was talking about one half of the species. One half of the species leaves with Leonardo DiCaprio every time he walks into a bar. One half of the that's the funniest thing about the ascent of man, the evolutionary chart where they show like a chimpanzee, which is our cousin, we're not a direct descendant of chimpanzees. We share a relative. But they'll show like a chimpanzee and then different stages, different cousins of man. We're not direct descendants of a lot of these different hominids. We are the ones that just turned out. I don't know. People don't know how to read those charts. My favorite part about those charts is that it's just a guy. It's like a series of males in a row. And I'm like, you know, humans are generally there's 2 gametes that meet. So there's like 50% XX, 50% XY. And the humans, I don't understand why they just show like a boy chimpanzee begets a boy Neanderthal begets a boy Cro-Magnon begets a man. It's very misleading. If you were an alien coming upon this, you'd be like, so dudes, monkeys just become humans? How does this work? They don't seem to get their evolution right on this planet. They don't understand. Aliens would immediately look at that and go, oh, clearly these humans don't understand how evolution works. Yes, it's Dr. Full Throttle. Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Baby Yoda Full Throttle Fauci here today, and we're talking about evolution because obviously, if you take all of the major factors involved in evolution, it is exactly how we derive. Our understanding of evolution is how we derive actual vaccines. This is how vaccines are derived because we get how evolution works and we use it to our advantage to preserve the species. I listen to him. I would listen to him. What's your favorite Dream movie? Remember Dreamscape? Was that a movie? Yeah. I like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. They were fun. Yes. Unilinear evolution through budding and mitosis. Yes, Will. Actually, you've been watching me start to bud off. This part of me is gonna turn into another me. I'm gonna undergo mitotic reproduction by the end of the show. Just you wait. Watch what happens. Whoop. Just see that happen. This is what happens. Guys, I'm doing like special defects here today. Check it out. Look at this. By the end of today's show, you guys are missing it on Instagram. By the end of today's show, we're going to have like 5 million of me. Watch out. We're undergoing unilinear evolution through budding and mitosis right now. Am I right? Bink, bink. I want to try something new today. I want to try something new every day. Every day. Like 3 decades since. Dreamscape. Yeah, Mark Harmon. Remember Mark Harmon? Who doesn't remember Mark Harmon? I think Mark Harmon has forgotten Mark Harmon. He's on that show, NCIS, and he's like, I've been playing this character since the 90s when I was in JAG. Which I find fascinating. Dude has been around. He's been around the block. He makes probably $15 billion a year because he owns like he owns all of the NCIS stuff. Jeff Bridges. Do you think that Jeff Bridges, they're going to make another Tron, by the way. Jeff Bridges was in Tron. He's going to be in another Tron, I think, hopefully. Did he die in the last one? I'm trying to do a thing here, and I'm getting hung up for a second. Hold on. Sometimes part of the show is watching me think and figure things out. It's really the charm of the show, is like me learning how to be a human. Me learning how the internet works. Why doesn't this work? Okay, now. Add to cart. I'll add you to cart. With my fist. Listen, everybody. Ask Carl Weathers. Look out for... This is the Carl Weathers report. Let's try this. Good God. Sorry, guys. I'm always apologizing. Why should I apologize? Do you guys want to see another Tron movie? I think it's pretty cool that those Tron movies come out every couple years or so. Why can't I find this? There's a Tron movie every decade. And, 1 second, guys. This was gonna be amazing, but it took me it's taken me way too long, and now the charm is wearing off. Hang on. I got it now, I think. Here we go. I have to clear my throat for this because it's gonna be so amazing. Hello everybody. Oh, this is just cracking me up so much right now. I figured out how to do this now. I don't have to make a puppet show. I could just do this. It's like I'm Seth Rogen. Guys on Instagram, you're missing out. Hey everybody. Nice to see everyone. This is my new way of doing impressions. Seems pretty high tech. Thank you. So those are fun. Now I can do this. Oh, hey everybody. It's Seth Rogen. I'm here. I just noticed that there's a pandemic. I've just been smoking weed this whole time. Seth Rogen? What's going on? All right. I think this might be a hit. What I will say, I enjoyed the first 3 Nightmare movies for the one-liners. Yes. I feel like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were very event-like. They were, oh, that's not what I want. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Let's see, sorry. I'm, complaining. The first... What was the 4th one? It was with Dream Warriors? Do you guys remember that one? I enjoyed all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, even up till Freddy vs. Jason, except I didn't like Nightmare on Elm Street 6 when he had that, that weird, he was extra. Do you remember when he was extra, he had that crazy extra, makeup on? It was like the super powered anime version. It was like the super powered anime version of Freddy Krueger. I thought that was a little bit much. What did you think? Three was Dream Warriors. Which is the one where he eats their heads like meatballs? Because I remember that one. I remember being in school, being very young, and he's sticking his knives in the finger, the pizza, and eating the people's. He's like, how sweet, fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good. Yeah, I think J-Lo was it? I don't think J-Lo was in that, was she? J-Lo was in Anaconda, though. That was a fun one. Did you guys like Anaconda? I thought it was pretty good. What? Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, it's Freddy Krueger. Look at this. I'm Freddy Krueger. How sweet, fresh meat. Why doesn't Robert Englund just continue to play Freddy Krueger for the rest of our lives? How come this is the movies just write themselves. This is the formula for every Nightmare on Elm Street movie. The first part of the movie, you've got the hero that survived the last movie, and then they die halfway through the next movie, and for the final act of the next movie, you've got a new hero that was the underdog for the first half of the movie that says, hey, I got it. We all gotta go to sleep and dream about stuff. And then kill Freddy Krueger until he comes back. Inevitably, after they get rid of Freddy Krueger, they conquer the bad dreams, the nightmares of the Nightmare on Elm Street. Because every town has an Elm Street. It's true. But then they always cut to like, you know, someone, they're like, it's their school lunch, and they're like, oh, aren't you so glad that we killed Freddy Krueger? That was such a crazy, harrowing part of our lives that we had to come up with the way to just destroy this dream. And then, like, they get the Freddy Krueger's glove hand, like, grabs them, and then it cuts to credits. And you're like, oh, don't! You almost did it. You almost beat him. That writes itself. You just do that every time, and you're fine. Angie, don't be ageist. You can have... Angie, like, Robert Englund's over 70 years old. He can't play this guy. Wait a second, Angie. Look at this guy. What? You can't play... I'm Freddy Krueger. I sound like Seth Rogen. You're saying that Robert Englund is too old to play this guy? What about his knees? It's really not about his knees, it's about his fingertips. It's really more about his ability to go to say like really bad puns, really cheesy puns. I love puns though. He's got to say like, you know, he's basically Mr. Freeze. Let's take a step back and realize that all Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing in the Batman and Robin movie as Mr. Freeze was his best impression of Freddy Krueger, but just with ice puns. Ice to see you. Do you know what I mean? I think that was definitely his strategy. In my opinion. In my expert opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. This is very tiny. Hello, everybody. Yeah. It's nice to see you, everybody. I gotta get a better... Trust me, guys. This is gonna be amazing when I figure this out. But thank you for joining me on this journey. On this... And now I'm begging you with open arms. Get it, Journey? This is a fun show because, you know, it's just stream of consciousness and it doesn't really have to make sense. And that's the best part of it. Tech as dreaming. Well, there's dream tech, right? Wasn't that in... Inceptions? Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, everybody. Nice to see you, really. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm going to come over to your house, and I will cool off your beers if you need that. Maybe, you know, if it's Oktoberfest. I'll freeze. I'm out of a job, really. I've defeated Batman and Robin. And now my job is going over and recharging refrigerators. Thank you for that. Surrogates. Well, if you think about it, the Matrix. The Matrix is a dream. It's all our dreams. Yes, the Cell. Let me go back. Let me back this up. The Cell was pretty cool looking. Although, when I watched The Cell with Vince Vaughn, it was like a work of art, that movie. But it wasn't good at all. It was shot immaculately. But it's a bad movie. I like the way it looks. And J-Lo and Vince Vaughn are in it. And those are all facts. Freddy was the king of taglines. You know, they originally wanted Anthony Hopkins as Mr. Freeze, but he was strong enough. He wasn't strong enough to wear the suit. That's funny. Oh, yes, everybody. That might work. Let's see. We're gonna play around with this. until we get this. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's do this. I got a song stuck in my head. You ever have a song? You ever have dreams? Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Let's try this again. Give me one. This must be really fascinating watching me stare at a screen for like this whole time. Sorry, guys. There it is. It's really worth the wait. A census taker once tried to test me. I said, "Ice to see you." I said, "Ice to see you," because he was carrying a pack of ice. And I was making a joke. It's one of my favorite. Could you imagine Anthony Hopkins as Mr. Freeze? Batman and Robin, I can see you from here. I can tell that you have issues with your mother. Where did you get that bat suit? Do you mind if I ask? Guys, this is great stuff on Instagram. You're missing it. He's afraid of bats. Apparently there was a trauma when he was a child. And he ran from bats, and then, in order to embrace his fear of bats, he became the Batman. You see a lot, Dr. Lecter. I do. I have a good view from where I am. Thank you, Dr. Lecter. Dr. Lecter. I should be able to share my screen, too. I should do that, yeah. I'm going to share the screen. I don't know. This might be fun. Wait, guys. This might work, too. Hang on. Hang on. Let me do it this way. We're just playing around here today. Because, you know. Sometimes it... Oh, come on. Why has it got to do that? The internet is just... So much of my time on the internet is spent trying to find things. And I don't know if it's spent or wasted, to be honest. There's no way of knowing. There's no difference, is there? Let's try that. No, it's not going to work. A census taker once tried to test me. Look, I'm trying to be like all of the bad guys. Well, we could just do this. Look. I was once cast to be Mr. Freeze, but I was too cold. I was way too cold. I was too cool for school, if you will. And I ate them all with some ketchup and a little bit of chipotle hot sauce. Gotta put that hot sauce on it when you're eating bats. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, I would have seen Patrick Stewart as Mr. Freeze. That would have been a good idea. The whole idea of Mr. Freeze is that he's like this old, frail guy. Am I right? He's an old, frail guy, but somehow we ended up with this. Mr. Freeze, I'm here. I'm going to freeze. If you need your air conditioning recharged, I can do that too. I mean, I built this gun from so many things. It's very shiny. It matches my suit. What do you think? I was also very careful to make windows for my pectoral muscles inside the suit. Because it would be a shame if you could not see them outright. I spent so much time working on this gun and these pectoral muscles. Yeah. Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero. Now, also I'm Sub-Zero too now. We're both Sub-Zeros. Where's Buzzsaw? He had to split. He was about 40. Oh. So, but Mr. Freeze, he was skinny though, right? He's like a skinny little frail guy. He wasn't this gigantic, jacked monster of a dude. Come on now. You know, me and Carl Weathers. Uh-oh, Carl Weathers is going to show up to this party now, I think. I think it's time. Come on now. Yeah, we got to do this. It's kind of, well, that's kind of weird. Hold on a second. I see a funny PNG of him, but it's like a Carl Weathers mask. If I could get that Carl Weathers mask, I would be very happy. Oh, here, this is the one we're using. I think you're going to be very happy with this. We're playing. We're having a puppet show, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody? This is Carl Weathers. I'm going to keep the bow tie. Hey, everybody. I'm going to punch you out. Arnold. They dropped us in here, and it's a meat grinder. Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger joining me today. I got to get rid of the backdrop, though. Who knows what's going on here? Who knows what's going on here on the Aristotle Full Throttle Show? Anything could happen. I could come over there and punch you out. Listen, New Orleans, I'm going to come back there and give this hurricane a right hook against the spiral. What is it? Counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. I will punch it in the opposite direction, back to where it came from. Thank you. Thank you, Carl Weathers. I mean, thank you, Carl Weathers. And I will freeze the rain. I will freeze it all, you know. I have this giant gun that I built. And I only use one material, you know. It's just like metallic materials. These are the strongest materials because I'm very strong. Look at my pectorals. Wow. Very good. We're having a puppet show over here. If you guys are missing it, if you guys are on Instagram, go to twitch.tv/Aristotle Full Throttle to see what's happening, because it's happening. It sure is happening. I think I could do all this while we're on the air. Hold on a second. Let me fix it. Just bear with me, because this will all bear lots of fruit. And by fruit, I mean idiocy. This is all like a dreamlike show, I think. I think that this is the way to do it. Guys, I think you're going to be very happy with the results. What is happening? Oh no, that's wrong. Guys, check this out. It's going to be so fun. Keep the Angie, thank you for taking over. Okay, while I do this, I should just do this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I wear a bow tie because I'm dapper. I'm the most dapper actor there is. You might remember me in roles such as Apollo Creed. Hold on a second. Who's Bobby Holland? Nobody cares. Guys, now the world is in a weird place. We've never experienced anything like this before. I once had to fight the Cold War single-fistedly. And what I did is I punched out communism I destroyed all of that. Hang on. Here we go. I destroyed. Well, actually, I didn't. I died in the ring. But I died for you. And that's the most important thing. Dying for other people. It's true. Hang on, guys. 1 second. You guys are going to be so proud. We're just playing around. I need to... yeah, I should probably have a guest on this week, huh? Being left to my own devices is not... It's not the best... It's not the best version of the show. This took way too long, but I am very proud of it. I mean, it's not... There. I fixed it. There, but I kept the bow tie, because the bow tie is the most important thing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Weathers. I have an afro now. Much bigger than normal. I think Carl Weathers is the inspiration for my fro. Yes. This is fun. Oh, the hurricane's going to Texas? Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. You might think that Aristotle Full Throttle is a goober. But you might also remember that goobers are essential for the nerd ecosystem. We've got nerds, we've got goobers, we've got geeks, and we've got dorks. But they'd be nothing if there were no goobers. Thank you, Carl Weathers, for sticking up for me. And if anybody wants to make fun of people that are nerdy, I mean, just look at me. Who would ever wear this outfit? It seems very highly impractical. It doesn't really do anything. It's got holes in it, you know, but it's supposed to keep me cold. It keeps... I mean, just look at the... Hang on, this is really complicated. Just look at my crotch area. It's crazy, you know? Mr. Freeze. Listen, chill, guys. Chill. Chill with the... Listen. I'm trying to feed some coffee to Carl Weathers. Here's some coffee. I don't drink coffee. I take my coffee like I take I take my coffee like I take a punch to your face. What? Why do you always use violence? You always resort to violence. Carl Weathers. Yes, I do. Because what I know is how to punch, and also how to make lunch. I can make a nice sandwich. Anybody want a sandwich? Thank you. Listen, I know you meant gooba in the nicest way possible, but you know, that is very nice of you to say. Thank you. These are my co-hosts, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers. And also, lest we forget, let's see if I can find it. Seth Rogen. Hey everybody, I don't even understand why I'm here. This is crazy. I'm like flanked by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a legend. And over here we've got crazy Carl Weathers. This is insane. I'm gonna go probably smoke weed some more. Thank you. I do have guests today. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for acknowledging my presence and never forget my red bow tie. I'm gonna mesmerize you with my bow tie and my fast, furious fists to your face. Also, the hurricane's gonna hit Texas, so we're fine. Okay, cool. You know, like, now I look at the I work at the yogurt factory, you know, a frozen yogurt store. This is what I do, you know, it's TCBA for Arnold, you know. So I say this every time I dole out some Dole Whip to people from my gun, you know. It's I shoot the yogurt at the end of this gun. It's frozen, and I say, "My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it'll be chilling, for it'll be the chilling sound of your. Would you like a spoon?" Thank you. I would like a spoon. I mean, guys, this is crazy. I mean, this is like doesn't make any sense at all. This is like a dream we're having. We're like in a dream state here. This is kind of nuts, isn't it? Yeah. Guys have finally fallen off the what I don't even know what I was on, but I've fallen off it. I think the show has found it's hit its pace. I think we've really I do have 0 people watching, so that's fun. So this is really just for me. Is there another? I don't even know if there's another voice I can make. There's no other voices that matter. I can't, guys. I can't. This is too much fun. Is this? Am I? I mean, look at this. Oh, I miss editing shows because this is what I would do. Now I'm just live editing the show. Welcome to Aristotle Full Throttle. There is there's Carl Weathers over here, and an inexplicable Seth Rogen. I don't even understand what's happening. I'm so confused. Get out of here, Seth Rogen. We don't need you ruining our fun. But I'm so much fun, I just cannot wrap my head around this. This is insane. Don't even try. Carl Weathers here. Mr. Carl the Freeze Weathers. I don't know how to move any of this stuff around anymore. There's got to be a better way. There. I'm so... Yeah, Jake, welcome. You know, we're just having fun. It turns out that Carl Weathers and Mr. Freeze and... I cannot understand what's... I'm starting to feel a little concerned, actually. Thank you, Seth. We all appreciate your involvement in the show. And Jake, welcome to the show. We've added another layer. There's new things we can do. I've discovered new buttons on the machine, and I decided to press them wantonly. Yes. Angie, welcome back to the show. This is Seth Rogen. I like to announce myself every time I appear. I have a movie on HBO right now, and I don't know why I'm here. He died. There are so many possibilities now. It's the coffee, really, that's helping with all of this. Mr. Freeze. Listen, if you want to have some frozen yogurt, I have a new store. It's called the Belgian. It's called Bavarian Ices. Even though I'm from Austria, you know. So I make Bavarian Ices now, and here, let me fill up your cup with some. Hey, quit moving. Stop moving your cup. Stop moving your cup, and let me fill it up with some. Let me chill it. Chill. Yeah, I should do that. I can detach the mouth and do like, I could go like this. Yeah, so I guess the concept would be this. I By tomorrow I should I should have this down to a science. But if I do this while I'm talking, it'll look like they're talking. Here. So we were talking about dreams, and I was just kind of going off in a weird... I don't know if this is weird, I just think it's fun. If you're not having fun, then I'm sorry. I apologize. The point of the show is to help you escape, to forget, to just help you enjoy the nonsense. This is nonsense that doesn't hurt anybody. That's really the theme of the show. Harmless nonsense. But there's so much nonsense out there that's bad for your health, and I hope you can all avoid it. It's kind of an interesting world out there. I'm doing some photoshopping while we're talking. Talk amongst yourselves. Thank you for the Seth Rogen compliments. I don't know what to tell you. I actually am Seth Rogen, so my impression is spot on. That's because it's my voice. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you, Seth Rogen, for defending yourself on the show. You will always have a platform here, Seth Rogen. It's funny how Seth Rogen is he's a very productive guy, yet also very outspoken with his marijuana usage, which is funny because it's like some people in this world... I always make this joke. If gangster rappers are always smoking weed, why aren't they just constantly giggling and eating Twinkies? Because that seems to be the majority of the effect that marijuana will provide. Well, I got an idea, guys. This is going to be great. Trust me on it. Actually, yeah. Jen, I'm going to do the idea that you just proposed, and I think it'll work. I think it'll work. By golly. Here, let's try it. I should maybe share my screen, but I've got too many windows open right now that... Hold on a second. So you guys can see. We could do a tutorial. Oh, yeah, this is gonna work, Jen. Good idea. Thank you for being here for this momentous occasion, guys. 1.5 minutes left on Instagram. And join us on AristotleFullThrottle.com or twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle. And you will get to see... I'm going to try to do this right now. So watch this, Jen. We've done it. By golly, we've done it. So I got to do this. 1, 2. I'm going to figure out how to condense all this. I promise. And maybe it'll make sense. By golly, I'm gonna talk like this now. It's gonna go from this to an animated feature. Oh, the rock biter. Oh, the rock biter. Guys on Instagram, if you want to see that rock biter, get into it. Go over to AristotleFullThrottle.com or twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle. Check it out. Is there a way to toggle this with just pushing a button? Because I don't like the clicking. Hey, everybody. Let's work out some technical things on the air. Oh, we lost the video on Instagram. No one will ever see that. No one will ever see that again. I'm Mr. Freeze Weathers. I see some frost in your future. Thank you, Mr. Freeze Weathers. That seemed pretty cool. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I am enjoying this too much. This is the fun thing about having your own show. You can do whatever you want. Dreams. The never-ending story, was that a dream? Do you think it was real? I don't really know. Did Bastian really come out of the never-ending story? Was it just all a dreams? This is not what I want, is it? No. There's so many more fun ideas. There's also another thing I want to do on the show is like have like a daily thing that we do that's just, you know, like David Lynch picks a number out of a hat every day, basically, out of a jar. And that's his show. He says, today's number is 8. I think that'll work. Today's number is 8. Let's do this. I'll have to make the mouth later. These look like big, strong hands, don't they? They are going to eat the rocks here. There's going to be a showdown. This is crazy. I don't understand, but okay. Whoa. I don't need you judging me, Seth Rogen. Get out of here, Seth Rogen. Why are you gonna... Seth Rogen, I'm gonna punch you out. Here, let me make this bigger. You guys are watching the show evolve in real time because we talked about evolution at the beginning of the show, and we've reached our final form. We truly have, and that final form is in the shape of our truest form is in the shape of Carl Weathers. Really is. I just have to align myself. Angie, I would like you to be safe. Get me a beignet. A beignet. Carl Weathers is hungry. When Carl Weathers is hungry, you need to feed Carl Weathers. Feed Carl Weathers now. Oh my God. These look like big, strong teeth, don't they? I would like a beignet, but in the shape of an igneous rock. Blah, igneous is my favorite rock. I also like metamorphic and limestone. Get out of here, rock biter. We don't need no rock biters in this part of town. I'm gonna punch you, you could bite my fist. My fist is as hard as a rock. But the nothing is coming, and we need to run from it. This is crazy. Hello, everybody. Stay safe. Don't catch yourself out in there in the wild. You don't want to get eaten by I don't know, like an ice shark. You know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age movies, because they're terrible. They're really bad movies. Arnold. Where did you get that suit? It looks metallic. Almost like metamorphic rock. Get out of here, rock bud. Always talking about rocks. Why do you always want to eat rocks? They're disgusting, you know? You want to eat Wiener Schnitzel and beer. These are my favorites. All right, Jake, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We worked out some kinks for the show and created a new bit. Yes, we did. And hopefully I can have as many rocks as I wish to have, because I'm a rock biter. And I just bite rocks. I should probably try to ingest some kind of food. My eyes are very close together, so I can see the limestone. You know, writing helps. I should maybe write some stuff. If we write stuff and come up with jokes and actually have a focused show, it would be really fun. Thank you guys for joining me on Aristotle Full Throttle today. We had a little bit of it was a workshop. We worked it out today. We figured out everything we needed to figure out. We've come to realize that having your own show is probably a bad idea. Also in the weather report, beignets. Hooray for beignets. The only kind of hurricane I want is the kind that I can drink on the street in New Orleans. I'm gonna fight you about it. Thank you guys for joining Aristotle Full Throttle. I hope that you didn't get weirded out too much. This show was really mainly like a bad dream. Hopefully there's no record of it. But if you want to watch the rerun, it'll be up by this afternoon. Or it's on Twitter. And Facebook. And Twitch. And also, if Jen edits this, there'll be a highlight reel, which will be about 45 seconds long, of just me talking like this to you. Like this. Carl Weathers. The Carl Weathers Report. Thank you for joining me.